How did Travis tell you guys that he was dating Taylor Swift? I'm assuming like your family was like getting told this in some capacity at some
We
point,
were
right?
not.
You weren't?
No, I will say we knew before everyone else knew.
Okay.
But it was not like.
It didn't hit the group chat.
No, it did not hit the group chat.
Did Jason tell you?
Jason and I found out together. But we knew before, like, they hard launched with her going to a game.
I would assume.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes the most ordinary moments end up being the most extraordinary? Well, grab a cup of coffee and settle in, because I've got a story that perfectly captures how wild the internet can get when Taylor Swift is involved. And trust me, this one's a roller coaster from start to finish. So picture this scenario. It's a lazy Sunday afternoon, the kind where you're probably in your pajamas scrolling through TikTok without any real purpose. Maybe you're watching cooking hacks you'll never try or dogs doing adorable tricks. Then suddenly, boom. A video pops up that makes you sit straight up and frantically text your friends. There's Taylor Swift, looking as radiant as ever, having what appears to be the sweetest conversation with a young patient at a children's hospital. Now, Taylor visiting hospitals isn't exactly breaking news. She's been doing this kind of heartwarming stuff for years, often flying completely under the radar. But this particular visit? This one was different. Not because of where she was or what she was doing, but because of 3 little words that completely changed everything. "My boyfriend is training here," she says so casually, so naturally, like she's just explaining to this kid why she happened to be in their neighborhood. But those 3 words, my boyfriend, well, they basically sent the entire internet into meltdown mode faster than you could say shake it off. But here's the thing, to really understand why this moment was so significant, we need to rewind a few weeks and talk about what had Swifties absolutely losing their minds in the first place. You've got to love how the internet works sometimes. One tiny detail, one seemingly innocent post, and suddenly everyone becomes a detective worthy of their own Netflix series. That's exactly what happened when Travis Kelce's cousin decided to tie the knot, and naturally, Travis was invited to celebrate. Now, when you're dating Taylor Swift, literally one of the most recognizable faces on the planet, even going to your cousin's wedding becomes a whole production. But they showed up anyway, looking absolutely stunning as always, ready to celebrate love and probably hoping they could just blend into the crowd and enjoy themselves like any normal couple. But here's where things get interesting, and honestly, a little bit crazy. A wedding planner, who was probably just proud of their beautiful work and wanted to share some behind-the-scenes glimpses, posted what they thought was a harmless little video. You know the type, those satisfying shots of perfectly arranged table settings, elegant floral arrangements, and beautifully calligraphed place cards. And there it was, clear as day in the video, a table assignment that read Taylor and Travis Kelce. Not Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, not Taylor and Travis, but Taylor and Travis Kelce. As if they shared a last name. As if they were already married. Now, if you're not deeply embedded in Taylor Swift lore, let me fill you in on a detail that made this whole situation approximately 10,000 times more explosive. The table they were assigned to? Table 13. And if you know literally anything about Taylor Swift, and I mean anything at all, you know that 13 isn't just her favorite number. It's basically her brand, her identity, her whole thing. She writes 13, the universe itself was questions that adults usually dance around. And that's when it happened. That's when Taylor Swift, completely naturally and without any dramatic fanfare, said the words that would end weeks of speculation, "My boyfriend is training here. So I just thought I'd come and see how you're doing. Just drop in on you." It was so casual, so genuine, so perfectly normal. There was no grand announcement, no carefully worded press release, no dramatic reveal with orchestrated timing. Just Taylor being Taylor, explaining to a child why she happened to be in their city and decided to brighten their day with a surprise visit. But those words, "my boyfriend," carried the weight of millions of hopes, dreams, and elaborate fan theories. Not my husband, not my fiancé, not even a coy deflection or mysterious non-answer. Just my boyfriend, delivered as naturally as you or I might explain why we're in a particular neighborhood. When that TikTok video finally made its way onto the internet on June 16th, you could practically feel the collective gasp of Swifties around the entire world. Here was their answer, delivered straight from Taylor's mouth in the most unassuming way possible. After weeks of elaborate theories and detective work, the truth was refreshingly simple and honest. And here's what I found absolutely beautiful about the whole situation. Instead of being disappointed that their wedding fantasies weren't real, most fans seemed genuinely relieved to finally have clarity. There's something incredibly refreshing about getting a straight answer in a world where celebrity relationships are usually wrapped in layers of mystery, PR speak, and carefully managed public images. Taylor, in her typical authentic fashion, had cut through all the noise and speculation with 3 simple words that told the entire story. No games, no manipulation of public interest, no drawing out the mystery for publicity, just honest, straightforward communication delivered in the sweetest possible context. The response was immediate and overwhelming. The same social media platforms that had been buzzing with wedding rumors just days before were now filled with a completely different kind of excitement. Fans were celebrating the fact that they finally knew where things stood, and many were commenting on how sweet and genuine the moment felt. Here was Taylor Swift, one of the most famous people on the planet, having an authentic conversation with a child in a hospital, and accidentally giving her millions of followers exactly the answer they'd been desperately seeking for weeks. But here's the thing about Taylor and Travis that makes their relationship so absolutely captivating to watch. They don't need a marriage certificate or an engagement ring to prove how completely smitten they are with each other. The evidence of their connection is written all over every public appearance they make together. Take the night before Taylor's hospital visit, for example. The couple had been spotted at Game 4 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals, Florida Panthers vs Edmonton Oilers, and let me tell you, they were serving up some serious relationship goals that had nothing to do with official titles or legal documents. Picture this scene: it's a high-stakes hockey game, the kind where the entire arena is electric with tension and excitement. Thousands of people are on their feet, completely absorbed in the action on the ice. The energy is intense, the crowd is loud, and normally you'd expect everyone to be focused entirely on the game. But there were Taylor and Travis, completely lost in their own little world of happiness. The footage from that night tells a love story that goes way deeper than any official announcement could. They were cozied up together like teenagers experiencing their first real crush, holding hands throughout the entire game and stealing little moments of connection even with thousands of people around them. If you've ever been to a hockey game, you know how easy it is to get completely caught up in the action and forget about everything else. The pace is fast, the hits are hard, and the crowd energy is absolutely infectious. But not these two. They were in their own perfect bubble of contentment, more interested in each other than in whatever was happening on the ice. Watching them together, you could see exactly why fans are so invested in this relationship. There's something genuinely sweet and authentic about the way they interact with each other. Travis, who spends his professional life getting tackled by 300-pound defensive players, transforms into this gentle, attentive boyfriend when he's with Taylor. And Taylor, who's used to having every facial expression analyzed and every gesture turned into headlines, seems completely relaxed and natural with him. The beautiful thing about this whole saga is what it reveals about love in the public eye and the pressure that celebrities face to perform their relationships for public consumption. In a world where every celebrity couple is expected to follow a predetermined timeline, dating, engagement, marriage, babies, Taylor and Travis are doing something quietly revolutionary. They're not rushing to the altar just because the internet wants them to. They're not playing games with their relationship status or using speculation about their future for publicity purposes. They're not letting fan expectations or media pressure dictate the pace of their personal lives. Instead, they're doing something that's actually quite radical in celebrity culture: they're just being themselves. They're going to family weddings together like any normal couple would. They're supporting each other's careers and celebrating each other's successes. They're making time for charitable causes and using their platforms to help others. They're enjoying simple pleasures like watching hockey games together and getting completely absorbed in each other's company. They're building a relationship based on genuine connection and mutual respect rather than public expectation or career strategy. And that's incredibly rare in a world where celebrity relationships often feel like carefully orchestrated PR campaigns designed to generate headlines and social media engagement. The fact that Taylor casually referred to Travis as her boyfriend while visiting sick children tells us everything we need to know about where her priorities lie and what kind of person she really is. In that moment, she wasn't thinking about managing her public image or controlling the narrative around her relationship. She wasn't considering how her words might be interpreted or what kind of headlines they might generate. She was completely focused on bringing some joy and normalcy to kids who desperately needed both. She was present in the moment, engaged in genuine human connection, and committed to using her fame for something meaningful. And in that context of authentic care for others, she accidentally gave us the most honest relationship update we could have possibly asked for. There's something really powerful about that kind of unguarded authenticity. In a world where celebrities are constantly performing, constantly managing their images, constantly thinking about how their words and actions will be perceived, Taylor gave us a moment of pure, unfiltered truth. Maybe that's exactly how the best love stories should unfold, not according to public timelines or fan expectations, but naturally, at their own pace, with two people who are genuinely happy just being together. Whether they're at a family wedding, a hockey game, or a children's hospital, Taylor and Travis seem to have found something really special in each other. And honestly, that might be a plot twist that's even better than the fairy tale ending everyone was expecting. Because real love, the kind that lasts, the kind that matters, the kind that makes both people better versions of themselves, doesn't happen on a schedule. It doesn't follow internet timelines or satisfy public curiosity. It develops organically, moment by moment, day by day, between two people who choose each other over and over again. So while the internet might have to wait a little longer for wedding bells and engagement announcements, what we're witnessing instead is something potentially even more beautiful. That hospital moment? It wasn't a press statement. It was Taylor caring for a child, just being human, and in that moment, she gave us the most honest relationship update ever. And maybe that's the love story we should all root for. So, what do you think? Are wedding bells still in the cards? Or is this slow burn love story already perfect the way it is? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like if you're shipping Tavies as hard as we are, and don't forget to subscribe for more pop culture deep dives.